Okay, going straight into it today because we've got a lot of stuff to do, but this is On's garden and Armand. I want to show you this. So, this is a plant called Spanish flag, Ipomoea lobata. It's a fast-growing climber and it requires full sun. Now, the beauty of this is I managed to grow this from seed, which for me is good, but it's really easy to grow. All you've got to do is literally soak the seeds in water overnight, stick it in a compost tray and drop it next to a radiator. Within no time you're going to get these beautiful shoots popping up all over the place, and it's about ready to plant. You need to plant it generally about March. So, why have I got gloves on? Well, it can be toxic to eat, so don't eat it obviously, but it also is harmful to skin, so skin can get a rash on it. But in my case, I don't think that's an issue, but I'm wearing gloves anyway, just to be on the safe side. So you want to keep it out of the way of pets, and you want to keep it out of the way of children. So let's try and have a sip of coffee. Delish. Right, what else does it like? So it likes full sun. So you don't want to put this in a shady spot. It comes from tropical areas, South America, that sort of area. You can put it outside, and what's it going to reward you with? A fast-growing climber that's going to cover the fence in no time at all, and it's going to have these beautiful red, fiery flowers coming out the ends of the tips. Yeah, just wanted to show you that really. Now, apart from that, I've got one more thing to show you. Now, that plant is an annual, so at the end of the year it'll die back. You can collect the seeds off it, see if you can grow it again, or you just grow it again the next year. In the UK, that is. Now, this plant here is going to grow all the time. You don't have to worry about it. You'll stick it in the garden and off you go. Now, I need to get into this box. And they don't make it easy. It's probably a good thing. Let's jump into that. There we go. Now you don't know what's coming, but I do. This is a Polystyrchum polyblepharum. Now if you don't know what that is, let me tell you. It is an evergreen. It will be there all winter long, and it will look amazing in my garden. And it's a fern. So let's have a look, see what we got. It's not just one fern, it's a few ferns. Ta-da! So there are 5 ferns there. Get out of the way. There are 5 ferns there. Well excited. Another 5 ferns, and on top of that, another 5 ferns, which is in there, which I haven't got the room to take out. Now, sometimes it's a lot cheaper to buy small ferns. In fact, you can buy these as plug plants, but I bought them a little bit bigger this year. Bought some before, and they're in the garden. But why have I bought so many? Well, basically, I want to go through the garden and see a link all the way through the garden with these ferns. Now, this evergreen fern is also known as the Japanese tassel fern. And it's a very attractive fern for your garden, so I definitely recommend it. It's fully hardy in the UK, and what it's going to do Let's get this one out. It's going to grow from about 50 centimetres to a metre, each one of these. And it's going to spread out all over the garden in the shady areas. So it's going to be covering up soil, which is good for a jungle garden. And it's also going to be providing that extra green layer of undergrowth around, which is what we want, because I'm lacking a bit of undergrowth and I need to sort of fill in the gaps. It likes fertile soil. My soil's not very good. To be honest, I could put loads of money into my soil, but I'd rather buy the plants and let the plants do the job. So we'll leave the plants to do the job and add a bit of compost every now and again. Now, what do you do in the winter? So probably best to mulch it a little bit in the winter just to give it a bit more extra feed and make it a bit more happier, especially if you've got soil like mine. It's not Gardener's World soil, put it that way. That'll be the coffee machine. It was a nice cup of coffee. It's just cleaning itself, won't take long. Now, it likes a moist soil, so we don't want it to dry out. So we're going to put it in the shady areas, away from sunshine. It doesn't like a lot of sun, likes to be in the shade. Go underneath big plants that are going to provide that shade. So we've got quite a few big plants out there, ideal for your jungle garden. So we're going to get a plant in those. But before I do that, I just want to point out a little tip in the garden for, well, sort of house garden, for making your patios look a bit bigger. Let's do that. So here we've got a typical patio, and if you notice, the big grey soil pipes in the corner are actually standing out and bringing your eye straight to them. This is the effect of making your patio look a lot smaller, because all you can see are those big pipes in the corner. So what I'm going to do is going to hide those. I'm going to make them disappear into the background. And I've got here some actual bamboo. This is a bamboo roll, a flat bamboo. You can use the round stuff, but flat bamboo is quite easier to use for this sort of thing. I'm just going to cut it back, twist the wires back round, put it up against the pipe, and we're going to use it to disguise and camouflage that pipe. Everybody's got these pipes and they do look ugly, so this is a good tip to do for your back garden, back of your house. Now this patio area of course is a bit messy anyway, but we're going to go through, do a few things to this in a future episode, so there's a lot more to do here, and I'll be sharing a few tips with you as I go along. So if you want to see how I'm going to transform this area in the future, don't forget to hit them buttons. Don't like asking you, but if you like it, like it. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. Here we are then. This is the result so far of hiding those pipes, and as you can see, they've actually disappeared into the background. And I've actually liked this so much, I've done this with all my other pipes. So while we're in this area, let's just check out the chocolate vine. Look how pretty this is. It goes all the way along the side of the building. It's currently flowering. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It goes all the way around the side of the building, right up to the bamboo where the soil pipes are, and it's actually gripping to the bamboo, which is really good. Well, I've got a few ferns to plant, so I'm going to go around the garden and do that. While I'm doing that, I just want to bring your attention to the new fence that I had installed around the garden. Now, most people have fences around the garden, and when they're just light brown and big and tall and in your face, they tend to make the garden look a lot smaller. So as my fences are nice and shiny and brand new, I thought it would be a good idea just to test the theory. If you paint your fences black, they'll disappear into the background. See what you think. Maybe it's something you can do in your garden. So you'll see a bit more of the fence at the end of the video when we have a little walk round. But I've got a few more ferns to plant yet, so I'm going to carry on doing that, and we're going to jump back to the bamboo that Simon mentioned in the last video. So one of my favourite bamboos in the garden is this one. It's called Q Beauty, and as Simon says in the comments, it is actually flowering. Normally you want something to flower to look beautiful, but the problem with bamboo flowering is it tends to die afterwards because it puts all of its energy into producing these seeds. Now bamboos tend to flower all at once wherever they are in the world for the same species. So I've got two of these beautiful bamboos. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to take off all the leaves, what's left of the leaves, all the flowers, strip back the canes, chop it back to the base, and then feed the base just in case there's anything left there to grow again. And the other one that I've got, I'm going to leave where it is, give it some feed, take off the seed pods, and just see how it gets on. So we'll be coming back to that a lot later. Okay, so last week I was just wandering around my local retail store, just minding my own business, on the lookout for my favourite pasta sauce. Got to the till and whammo! This little beauty must have accidentally fell into my basket. This is a yucca rostrata, and it's actually hardy down to -15 degrees. But it doesn't want to be kept in moist, damp soil, it wants to be somewhere fairly dry. And I've got what I think is the ideal place for it, so we'll try it there and see how it gets on. This spot here is surrounded by trees. A lot of the moisture just gets sucked away so quickly. It's also got direct sunlight, so in theory it should be quite happy here. The only thing I'm going to have to watch out for is that it doesn't get too wet in the winter, so I might have to cover it, just to keep out that moisture. Last fern going in, and it's going below the Tetrapanax. It doesn't look like it at the minute, but it's going to be quite sheltered here. As soon as those leaves start growing in the Tetrapanax, there will only be pools of dappled sunlight filtering its way through the leaves to the undergrowth. So that's us done for the day, and as we brush past the Rheum palmatums, they're just taking off at the minute. We're just going to have a quick glance around the garden, and then I'll catch you again in the next one. So thanks for joining, thanks for all your kind comments, and yeah, have a good spring.